Welcome back. In this video, we're going to add the data binding library to our project. And this is a very important step because we're going to add data binding with RecyclerView. We talked about this topic in the previous sections, and we implemented data binding with RecyclerView in the retrofit and the MVVM section. But I repeat this because it's a very important concept and you'll use it future projects and in many apps. So the first step is to enable data binding. Let's go to the Android scoop here and allow data binding by using build features. And here I'll add data binding equals to true. Hit sync now. After that, let's add the item card here. Inside this layout, I'll add a data variable. And before data variable, I need to include this inside the layout tag. So layout, add the closing tag for the layout, and make sure you move the namespace declarations to the layout. It's better. And move this to here. Okay. Don't add any width or height attributes to the layout tag. Okay. To prevent any possible errors. I'll add data, and inside it, I'll create a variable of type user. I name it as user, and of type mastercon firebase.user class. The first text view will display inside it at user.name. The second text view will display the phone number. So at user.phone number. And the third text view will display the group. So at user.group. It's very simple, and we learned about it in the previous videos. The third step is to move to that model class here and add the base observable, add bindable annotation, and notify dataset changed method. So again, guys, let's start with the base observable. Here, I need to extend base observable. Base observable is a class provided by Android's data binding library, and you can see it. We imported it from the package androidx.databind. It serves as a base class for implementing observable properties and objects that notify changes to their properties. You can extend base observable in your ViewModel or model classes and annotate getter methods with @bindable to create observable properties. When a property within a base observable object changes, you can call notify property changed method to notify the data binding framework about the change, which triggers UI updates. We talked about this in the previous videos. So please, guys, if you have any doubt, any question, please go back to the previous sections or comment in the Q&A sections, and I will help you to understand it better. The second step is to annotate the getter methods with the @bindable annotation. So we have 3 fields. So we have 3 getters and 3 setters. Let's start with the username, and I'll annotate it with @bindable. @bindable annotation is an annotation used in Android's data binding library. It's applied to a getter method of an observable property in a data binding aware class, usually a ViewModel or a data class, to indicate that the property can be bound to a UI element. So this is telling that this username can be bound to a UI element. When the value of @bindable property changes, it triggers a data binding update, causing associated UI elements to automatically reflect the updated value. It simplifies the process of keeping UI elements synchronized with data changes, reducing the need of manual UI updates. So when you add bindable annotation, this get username will notify this text view, which is using user.username, with any changes that will happen. Again, guys, I'll go to the getter of the phone number and the getter of the user group. The third step is to add the notify dataset changed method. Here, I'll go to the set username, and notify property changed is a method call used to notify the data binding framework that the value of an observable property has changed. This method is typically used within classes that extend base observable to trigger the updates in the UI and in the views when a property's value changes. Again, guys, here we use the bindable, and the last step is to notify property change. And here I'll start with BR, which refers for binding resources. And this is an automatically generated class provided by the data binding library. It contains integer constants that represents the bindable annotation properties in your project. The constants are named after the property's name in uppercase. Dot, you can see we have access to the user, group user, username, all, phone number, and class. We are interested in the phone number, username, and group user. I need to notify any change in the username, so I'll notify br.username. You can see this is at bindable. So I'm notifying any change here with this bindable annotated get username method. In the same way, I'll use it in the set phone number. And here I'll notify the phone number. And let's go down to the group user and notify the group user. When you call notify property changed method, you are essentially telling data binding to update any UI elements that are bound to the specified properties. And this case, we are calling it in 3 times. So the 3 text views here are updated with the latest changes for the values username, phone number, and group user. Data binding will take care of refreshing the UI elements associated with that property, ensuring that they display the updated value. This is how we add data binding to the layout and the model class. Now let's learn how to add the data binding to the adapter class.